Boom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Swaggy Vet Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pen. I got my co-host with me, my best friend. What's up, baby?
We're going over Big Pen, Swaggy Vets, and all their friends and family out there. How y'all doing today?
Man, we got an amazing guest today. I've known this brother all the way back in 2001. Met him when I first got to the unit. And he's done some incredible, amazing things in the military. And we want to make sure we come on and highlight that because not only is he our friend, but he's contributed greatly to the United States Army and to the United States of America. So we said, come on, baby, we're gonna bring you on. So we're gonna bring to the stage one of our really good friends, Sergeant First Class retired Darvin Cosby, everyone. Don't get to tell him that I'm coming.
You can tell him that I'm coming.
The sun's out. The sun's out.
Yeah, hey, right here, man. You already know.
Go, these 20-inch pythons, brother.
Oh yeah, baby. Hey, I remember we was at the gym. We was working out with Jones, and this guy walked past us. And Jones was like, man, it's so good when you sweat and you just can see your abs. This guy walked past us. It's like, I hate y'all too. What? What just happened?
Bro, remember?
What's up, brother?
I remember like me, you, John, 50 used to come with us. We used to go to Golden Corral after we worked out, and people thought we were ball players.
Oh yeah, everybody thought we were football players, bro.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Who was these guys walking in here? Big suckers.
Hey man, hey, those was the days, man.
Yeah, man. Well, shoot, let's get into it, man. I remember talking a while back, and I was like, "Where you from, Kyle?" He's like, "Man, I'm from Chicago." Talk to me about that one, man.
Man, yeah, I'm from the Southside of Chicago. I grew up on 113 Halsted, man, wild hundreds. Yeah, believe it or not, man, me and my family, my old people I used to hang around with, yeah, we was the one who started that wild. We used to go around beating people up, like say wow, and then yeah, man. But everybody knows this, man. I'm from Chicago. If you live in Chicago, like you had to be affiliated. You had to. There's no way. Like everybody say, you're stupid for joining the gang, but in Chicago, there's no way you can survive without being part of the gang. And I used to play football, so I got away with it because I had a pass because I was an athlete. But it only could work so long, man. So after that, I had to join, and my family understood the process of what was happening. But a lot of stuff happened. Like in Chicago, man, if you got ops, they know where you live. In Chicago, they come knock on your door. We go knock on their door, and it got to a situation, man. I put my family at risk. I lost some family, lost some friends.
Oh man,
and yeah, I lost a lot of people, man. So believe it or not, I did scare straight Cook County.
Oh, Cook County.
Yeah, I did scare straight Cook County. They sent me to prison, Cook County jail, and they team you up with somebody who's like similarize you. So they teamed me up with this guy named Milkbone, and we had this big guy. His name was Carl. He was like 6'5", 320, and they put him with two of the biggest gorillas I ever seen in my life. They had him walking around holding his pockets, like they was holding. They made him hold his pockets, and for for scare straight program, it wasn't like join the military or go to jail because you still have to pass the test. So they told me either get your GED or you going to jail. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my GED. So I tried to go to job corps in Indiana. They tried to send me to job corps in Indiana. Trying to find out, man, if you're from Chicago and we had this lingo, it was in you. Like I used to say, you know how on the West Coast, it's like on the East Coast, it was like, what's up, folk? So when I say folk, everybody knew I was GD. And so I got roped back in because everybody started figuring out who I was because I was kind of known on the South Side. So I went back to the judge and I told her, yeah, I might as well go to jail because this ain't happening. And she sent me to job corps in California. So that's when I went to job corps in California. But this is weird though. the first day I got to California, I was standing in line, and there was some people in front of me.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you love our content, and we hope you do, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Let's go.
And the guy was like, "What's up, dog?" And the other guy turned around and said, "I ain't your dog. I'm a hound." So I turned around to the guy behind me. I'm like, "These people arguing over dogs and hounds?" And then now one's a blood, one's a crip. I'm like, "Oh my God, what is this?" So they brought me up in that environment, and when I got there, I just tried to make them all get along because this is not like Chicago, man. It was just totally different. California is just totally different environment.
How old were you when this happened?
Man, I was like 16, 15. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was told to leave Chicago. I was going to jail, so
Mm.
and I took that. They sent me to Job Corps in California, and after that, man, I went back to Chicago, and some stuff happened. I lost my cousin and some family, and I actually went to the recruiter office, man, and I waited. I sat there all night until they showed up in the morning, and I told them I went out. That was my way out.
How was your Job Corps experience?
Job Corps experience is different. I don't know, man. Everybody tend to follow me. Because like I said, I have no bad intentions. I want everybody to be great around me. Like if I'm eating, everybody else gonna eat. I would never like take stuff off of other people's plate. So I don't know. Everywhere I go, man, I become a leader. Job Corps was kind of fun. I went through Home Buildings Institution, got my GED.
There you go.
Yeah, and after that, man, I tried to join the military.
Yeah, I went to Job Corps, man, and I got my GED, good enough diploma, I call it. Hey,
Yeah,
I
that's
used
what's
to.
up, man.
Hey, you know how they give us money in Job Corps every month?
Yeah. Oh man, I used to give blood. Oh, what's that?
Me, plasma.
I used to get plasma
Yeah, me
all
too.
the time, man. I think to just get that extra what, 15, 20 bucks.
Now, see, the
50
second
bucks.
time you go, you get the most.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
doing that all the time, man. You get like 50 bucks. Yeah, that's when I wish I had that wear blood.
I used to go to Walmart and I'd buy the snack cakes and stuff, and I'd sell them, make a little extra money. At Job Corps. Make a little extra money. But it was cool because I was on the basketball team and we got to travel around. So that was fun. So I had my experience at Job Corps was really cool, man. And then of course I met my recruiter. So I actually enjoyed it. But so you went back to Chicago and you said, man, I gotta join the Army.
Yeah, I had to get out of there, man. But I ain't gonna lie, California was beautiful, man. I was like, when I first got there, I was like, what's that smell? And they say it's about the rain. I'm like, oh, what? You can smell the rain? Yeah, it was totally different. And in Chicago, you walk with your head down, hoodie over your head. I walk into California, people's like, hello. I'm like, talking to me, like, hello. I wasn't used to like being greeted all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, you know me, man. I'm a uppity person. I like to talk to people. When I smile and say hi to some people, they're like, you talk to me? Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah. It took me a while to understand that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people from up north too.
Yeah.
They're just like in their own worlds.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience, man. It was a good experience.
So Cosby, what inspired you to join the Army, and what job did you pick?
What inspired me to join the Army was basically a way out of Chicago. I wasn't thinking about. Be honest with you, I never even thought about the military. I just wanted the way out of Chicago, and that was the easy way out.
Did you have any family members that was military?
My dad was a sergeant major in the Marine Corps. He was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California. But like I said, I have a huge family, so we all couldn't stay together. You got like 5 brothers and like 6 sisters. So to feed a household like that was crazy, man. We go through like back in the days, you could get the 2 gallons of milk
One day gone.
one day gone,
Yeah.
and you only could have 1 bowl of cereal in my family. So what I used to do, I used to get the cereal and I pour it and then I smash the cereal. Pour it, smash, pour, smash. Hey man, you only can have 1 bowl, so you got to maximize, man. You gotta.
Darvin eating all the cereal.
Hey, trust me, man. We all get in trouble for something. Hey, we go through a whole loaf of bread in one day, and then yeah, my dad, he used to come home after work and always eat the ends in the sandwich. Well, one of my brothers decided I had sandwiches that day. My dad came home. He said, "Where's the ends?" I said, "Chris." I'm like, "Chris ate it." He's like, "What?" He walked in his room, came back. He's like, "You know what? Y'all come to PT with me in the morning. Y'all ain't staying around this house eating all my food." So yeah. So that day started my fitness journey of like, hey, working out with my father and my stepdad too as well, man. Yeah, good stuff.
So, so talk me through when you was when you went to the MEPS and you had to pick your job and everything like that.
Oh man, like I said, I just wanted a way out, so I took anything that came. They told me, "You want to be this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do it." And then it said, "You want to be airborne?" And I'm like, "What's that?" And it was like jumping out of planes. I'm like, "Oh no, no sir, no sir, no jumping out of planes. I'm not doing that." He said, "We give you $3,000 extra." I'm like, "All right, sign me up. I'm there. Do it." Hey, no lie though, but hey, when I did that job, got to air after I passed my school, basic training was like a different environment for me because, like I said, I grew up in a different environment. So I always remember this drill sergeant never cut. I wasn't used to racism and all that stuff or prejudiced people because in Chicago it was just mostly all black. But to California, it was just people that want to help. So there was a guy who was getting out of character with me, man, and drill sergeant never cut noticed that. So he pulled me to the side. He was a white guy, no eyebrows, bald head, 6'2", and he was a ranger. He was like, hey, where you coming from? I said, I'm from Chicago. He said, that guy over there he can go home. He can go live with his mom. If you get kicked out, where you gonna go? And I said, you're right. I said, this is all I have. He said, see, people like you is what people like we need. So that day 4, I was in the barracks, and I don't know something about me because everybody think I'm a big guy. People doubt me. So even there, this guy, he was an old ranger, and he was like telling people, "I think you're gonna do good. Think you're gonna do good." So I asked him, "What about me?" And he's like, "I don't think you're gonna do well." So that right there was the first time somebody ever doubted me, and ever then it was a journey for me defying all the odds every time I go. So that happened. I went to the unit, got to the unit. I seen Jones, and I got deployed a lot. I volunteered to get deployed. A lot of people wanted me to be on their team, so uh, everybody doubted me when I would become like a platoon or section sergeant. And I got deployed. I came back, and they gave me like 5 people. Jones was one of them. I was like, Jones come up to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm trying to get promoted, and I need my counseling done." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't even know you." I'm like, "How many counselors you need?" He's like, 6 months ago. I'm like, 6 months of counseling? I don't even know you, guy. but but then after that, Jones came. Then 4 other people came. They wanted me to help them out, and I started helping them out because they was good people and they was good soldiers and stuff like that. So one day I went to go do a room inspection, and I seen a ranger picture up on Jones' wall, and that brought memories back about that ranger that doubted me about in the military. And Jones got deployed, and when he got deployed, I went to Ranger School. When I went to Ranger School, uh, I came back, and Jones came back at the same time, and people was like, "What's up, Ranger? What's up, Ranger?" And Jones, I was around Jones for 2 days. 2 days. He didn't even know I was a Ranger, man. It was so funny. So some people come up to me like, "What's up, Ranger?" And Jones like, "Who are you talking to? There ain't no Rangers around here." He said, "Cosby." He's like, "Cosby ain't no Ranger." And then I show him my thing. He's like, "Oh, snap, you're a Ranger. Why didn't you tell me? I've been around you for 2 days." He's like, "I'm going to Ranger school."
Oh, I'm going now.
Man. Yeah, man. But you know what though? And like I said, I was the 88 Mike for like the first 2 years, and I got deployed, and I was OJ-10 as a 19 Delta, and I'm hearing, and I respect 88 Mikes, man. A lot of people talk trash about 88 Mikes, but they don't know, man. 88 Mikes, if it wasn't for the movement guys, there would be nothing movement, man. And what opened my eyes about that job, like I was OJ-10, I was a scout, so some 88 Mikes, uh, they found out that I was OJ-10. They's like, "Hey, man, you're an 88 Mike." I said, he said, "How's it feels being a scout?" And I was like, "I'm not a scout, man. I'm OJ-10. I'm an 88 Mike." And then all of a sudden, all the 88 Mikes in the convoy just gather around me. Like, oh my God. Like, and they were just talking to me. And then the platoon sergeant's like, "Hey, what is this? This ain't no 88 Mike convention. Get away." Hey, Cosby, you bring too much attention to us. Hey, they want to
Wait,
know.
this
So,
hold up, cause this is during deployment.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you was OJT on deployment?
yes, sir.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You never told me. I thought you were reclassed, then you deployed as a.
No, that's why I was running into a lot of 88 mics because they start running up to me. It's like, "Hey, you're an 88 Mike." I'm like, because it's like how it feels being a scout. I was like, "I'm not a scout, man. I'm an 88 Mike." And they was like, "What?" And all of a sudden, man, everybody start coming around me, man. It's like all the 88 mics just like circled around me. And then Sergeant Sabora, the platoon sergeant, like, "Hey, this ain't no 88 Mike convention. Get back to your trucks."
That's funny.
And then after that, man, I just, I just had more respect for them. Like I said, listen, y'all do a lot of work, but people don't understand how much work you do. They just think y'all just drive trucks,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't know. Like, it opened up my eyes when every other day we would alternate for escorts, but the same guy, it might like there's no alternating days. Every day he was driving trucks, and
Yeah.
then one day we opened up my eyes to make sure I reclassed when I got back home. The convoy got hit, and everybody's more worried about their mail than the individuals that was driving those trucks. So that Fort, man, I went back to Sergeant Major Smalls. Oh, First Sergeant Smalls, and I'm like, "Hey, First Sergeant, hey, yeah, I'm about to leave to go combat arms." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "More training." He's like, "What?" Cosby, do some push-ups. But at the end of the day, it's just more training because if I'm going to be in the military, and I'm gonna be out here risking my life. I want to make sure I have everything capable equip me for possible to to present to present preserve life all around me. You know. So
Yeah. The caveat about that, I remember when I was deployed and they had a certain type of uniform we had to wear in the convoy. And I was a TC. I was a lead gun truck, and they wanted us to wear those friggin' DAT protectors, the groin, everything so I looked like a samurai soldier. I'm like, I can't move around on my truck with all this stuff on.
yeah,
So I was like, why can't we wear plate carriers? And what kind of made me mad is, when you set your rig up, you want to set it up to wearer's preference. So you're more comfortable with your stuff. And they're like, no, we have this one standard. Your magazines have to be here for everybody. This, that, this. I'm like, why?
well, it shouldn't be like that, man. It all depends how you alternate. If you're left hand, right hand, you're gonna move in
Exactly.
a different direction. But at the end of the day,
Exactly.
man, it depends. Like if you got some, I see a lot of stuff, man. A lot of leadership that's not really tactical sound. And for me, I feel like when I went through, like I said, I've been doubted my whole life. When I went to the
Mm-hmm.
military, I got doubted. When I went to Ranger School, I was doubted on. Even when I went to be a 19 Delta, people had doubted about me. But uh, when I joined the military, I got my rank quickly. When I joined 19 Delta, I was one of the top top scouts. Even when I went to civil affairs, they doubted me when I went to civil affairs, and I was like the top guy in civil affairs battalion. And because I tried to go through civil affairs selection, I'm gonna tell you about this story though. It was Sergeant Major Janice. I think it was Sergeant Major Janice, Sergeant Major Lewis, and I went through civil affairs selection, and they brought me in. When they brought me in, they asked me, about my education because I only got a GED. And I said, well, Sergeant Major, I've been deployed like I made my E7 in the 8 years. I've been deployed like what 4 times. I'm Ranger, RSLIC. I went to all these schools to save life. He said, yeah, but you haven't increased your civilian education. And I'm like, yeah, because I've been in the military. I'm trying to save lives, and I'm trying to make sure everybody who I'm deployed with come back home. And then they start asking me questions, and then this is the first time, like again, I always get doubted on. So they start doubting me. Well, your education, and I'm like, what? So I'm looking at them. I was like, how about this? You go talk to anybody in this class, in this selection class. I'm the most tactical person in this class. No one in this class is better than me, hands down. I will take anybody out of here when it comes to tactics. So, and I said I would die before mission fails. And I said, we have no doubt, Sergeant Cosby. I said, then why are you doubting me? Everywhere I've been, I get doubted on. And then Sergeant Major Lewis told me to go outside. I went outside, and I could hear him in there fighting for me. He's like, hey, Cosby is a foundation. People
Mm-hmm.
follow, people follow this guy. And then, and he said, well, we ain't going to step him in the 95th. He could go to the 82nd. So he comes out, and he said, Cosby, this is what I'm going to do. You can't go to the 95th. I'm going to send you to the 82nd. And I want you to go to school for a year and a half to get your associate's degree. So you can get this GED off your, you don't have to talk about this GED no more. So that right there, I'm like, man, I'm looking at Sergeant Major. I'm like, man, everybody always doubt me. It was Sergeant Major Janice and Sergeant Major. I think everybody always doubt me. And you know what? Everybody always regret that. So I went to school for a year and a half. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story about Sergeant Major Janice. So I was in school, Bank Hall, because you gotta learn language.
Yeah, Bangkok.
Man, I was in school for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I went back to Sergeant Major Land. I was like, yeah, Sergeant Major. Yeah, this because it's college. Especially going to special
Mm-hmm.
operations college. So I was like, yeah, Sergeant Major, this ain't working out for me. I'm just gonna go back to the line. I'm a door kicker. And he said, nah, Cosby. With your background, with all the credentials you have, you're a leader, you're a foundation. We're gonna keep you. So
Mm.
in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna fail out. That's what I'm gonna do. So I turned around. He said, that guy. I turned around, and he's like, Cosby. I turned back around and said, yes, Sergeant Major. He said, if you think about failing out, I'm gonna keep cycling you. I'm like, I opened my eyes. He's like, yeah, I know what you was thinking. I'm like, he's like, now get out of here. So as I walked out, man, I'm like, yeah, man. So yeah, so I got to civil affairs. They would doubt me. So when I got there, man, I said, yeah, I was the best platoon sergeant in civil affairs in 82nd, and then yeah, even transition over into my civilian sector, like what I do right now, there's not a lot of people who came out of civil affairs that's working in emergency management. Even in my job when I got here, like I'm one of the top signers in emergency management for Washington. Yeah.
So, Cosmo, what was your experience like at Ranger School?
My experience in Ranger School, man, that was easy. Like I was talking so much crap in Ranger School because they paired me up with a infantry scout. And I was 19 scout. They say, hey, this is a real scout. So
Oh,
obstacles, you
come
already
on.
know me, man. Hey, obstacles, I'm like, I do all the obstacles. I'm done. I'm sitting there, and then I was talking crap when you had to walk up the hill. I was like, man, this is Darby Queen, man. I must be the Darby King. Like this what's the big joke, man? I do this all day. And then I got to the hill, and I ran up the hill. I'm like, hey, this is it. Y'all want me to run this obstacle course again? And it's like, hey, go Ranger, go to the bottom of the hill, come back up. So I went to the bottom of the hill and said, grab a body. So I grabbed a body and I had to run up the hill. I said, this is it. This ain't nothing. I can do this all day. He said, put him down, go grab another one. I'm like, all right, shit. I went down the hill. I grabbed somebody else. I started running back up the hill. I'm like, hey, I'm built for it tough, baby. And they say, hey, put him down, go grab another one. I'm like, dang. Y'all killed my motivation here. So I went back down the hill. No lie. I went back down the hill. I said, I got to put you on my back. I put this guy on my back. I started running up the hill. I didn't say nothing. I got to the top of the hill. I just kept the person there. He's like, put him down, Ranger. I put him down. He's like, "You got anything to say?" I'm like, "All right, get out of here." Hey, and he said, "Here." He gave me like 2 major pluses. He's like, "Get out of here."
Nice.
Yeah, man. But Ranger school for me, but I ain't gonna lie. That's the first time I was in so much pain. Me and Masawala, like we was walking, and we stopped because we was winter rangers. So our book bags, it was heavy. I took a knee, and I looked at Masawala, and we just both started laughing. We just started laughing, and then the guy was like, "Hey, what y'all laughing about?" So we both turned around at the same time, and we was like, "I'm hurting."
That's that's the epitome of embracing the suck.
Oh man, pin bracelet, sir, man. But we had this. I got another ranger story. You know, everybody got ranger stories. So, want to hear one?
Yeah.
Tell us, baby.
All right, man. There was this one time I was a scout, so I know how to land nav. So it was land naving, and man, in Georgia, bees they live in trees, right? I didn't know bees live in ground, so I was walking with my ruck, and I stepped, and my whole leg went into this beehive.
Ouch.
And I'm like, "Oh look!" So my first reaction was to drop my ruck and run towards everybody else, because I felt if I run towards everybody else, everybody else can get a little taste too. And so I dropped my ruck and I started running towards everybody else. And the ranger's like, "You gotta yell bees!" I'm like, "Bees!" And I see the brush on the ridge. I jumped through that brush, like I jumped through that brush, and next thing you know, I start tumbling down this hill, and I can see my weapon like bouncing to the side. I'm like, "Oh God!" I'm like, so I'm trying to present it. Hey, I got to the bottom of the hill. Bam! It hit me in the face. I'm like, "Oh Lord!" And then I can see the RI coming to the top of the ridge. She's like, "Hey, Ranger, go get your ruck." And that right there in my life, that's the first time I was about to quit. So I was walking up to him. I'm thinking he's gonna feel sorry for me. I'm like, "Ranger, go get your ruck." I'm scratching my head. I don't know about that right there. So I don't know. I don't know. I start stuttering because usually when you E1 to E4, they leave you alone if you start stuttering. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that right there. Sorry. He's like, "Ranger, go get your ruck." I'm like, I don't know. He's like, "You know what, Ranger? I'll go get your ruck." So he went to go get my ruck, man, and he tossed my ruck to me, and these bees will start attacking him. And you know how RIs carry those sticks? So he's over here trying to hit these bees. Like, he's just making them more mad. And I swear to God, there was a bee looked like a C-17. It was like this. It's like I can see it. Like you can, I can see this bee coming in. Like he's like, "Oh, I'm going to have to get him." It's like a kamikaze bomber, man. He boom, hit him on the face. Like, oh! He dropped the stick. He's like, "Run, Rangers, run!" So he's running. He's popping smoke grenades and stuff. So my friend Chu, he's running. He got the skid coat, so he's running and he's knocking people over with the skid coat. Like he got the skid coat. So if you beside him running and you're not running fast enough, he's gonna take you out from behind. So he was running and he jumping up and he's jumping. He's smacking people in the back of the head. People falling down. I'm just doing Carlos, man. I'm just dropping everything. And you can see all right, keep running, Rangers, keep running. So we got to a certain point, man. He stopped running. We looked back. He's like, "All right, Rangers, I think we're good." And he's like, "I guess the smoke didn't work." Passed out. We had to call medevac, man.
Oh, get out of here.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I promised to God I didn't want to see that guy again because I knew if he seen me again, he was gonna fail me. Yeah, man. That's one of my Ranger story, man. I was like, man, that was crazy.
Cosby used to tell us stories, and he would always start off, "There I was on security."
There was, man.
On
Hey,
security.
there I was. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick example of how to get away. Because now, if you have accident and discharge, you get kicked out. So I was sleeping. I don't know what happened, man. I hit the pig, the 240, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I just started gauging. It's like 10 o'clock, 300 meters. So I just kept on shooting, and then I already like, "Rangers, there's nobody out there." I'm like, "I thought I saw somebody."
You saved yourself.
Oh yeah, I saved myself from getting kicked out. He's like, "Ranger, wake up." I'm like, "Okay." But in my mind, I'm like, oh, I escaped that one.
he, he started calling out the 3D.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. That was that saved my life. That quick thinking right there, man.
I was quick
So
on my
you,
feet that time.
Yeah.
so you went to Ranger School, then you came back and you was a Calf Scout, then you deployed.
Mhm.
How was it? What were some challenges that you faced when you deployed as a Calf Scout?
Man, challenges I faces, man, are just coming to a new MOS. Where, like I said, I was an 88 Mike, but I came into the MOS, man, I was born for it. A lot of people uh, wasn't really born to lead. Some people had to get trained, but it's in my DNA. So, um, as a 19 Delta, man, people start following me right at the gate. They moved me to like the senior scout position um, that year, and everybody started following me, and then I became a platoon sergeant. I was one of the platoons people re-enlist to be in as a 19 Delta. People re-enlist to come to my platoon, and yeah, it was a couple of deployments, man. I always wondered, like, the sergeant major always pushed me out the farthest. I'm like, man, and everybody else be around the cops, or everybody else be around the fob. I'll be around like cops. Like we have to build our own cop. So after the second deployment, I was like, man, sergeant major, why you keep pushing me out so far? Like, do you hate me? And he said, nah, you're the only one I trust. Like,
Nice.
you're the only one I trust. I was like, oh. So that made me feel a little better, but it still sucked.
Hey, for
Yeah.
people who don't understand what a cop was, is a central outpost and it's way smaller than a FOB, forward
Yeah.
operating base. Cops are like what? How big you think a cop is?
Man, a cop was no bigger than like almost, I say 4 basketball courts.
Mm.
But we was on the cop with international police. Yeah. So if they leave, go on patrol, we leave to make sure we escort them. And that's one
Okay.
time I thought I was gonna. There was two situations, man, where I thought I was gonna get in trouble. Uh, we had some what you call that Marsoff guys that was trying to do a med cap beside us,
Oh,
and
I
they used
love
to.
this story. I love this
Yeah,
story.
man. These guys was giving me like protein shakes, gym equipment. They was bringing me stuff. They talked to me on the blue force because when they cross my phase line, they have to let me know they're in my area. They,
Hmm.
they let me know. And then one day they came up to me like, "Hey, you're Cosby. I heard a lot about you." I'm like, "I never heard about you." Like, I wasn't
I
trying to
don't
be.
know them.
Yeah, man, because everybody come off friendly before they get you to try to run over you, man. So I'm like, I don't know nothing about you. So, well, we're thinking about hosting a Medcap right here. I'm like, where? Here? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, that's not happening. We ain't hosting no Medcap in my cop. So he's like, well, we control this. I was like, man, listen, yours says the United States Marine Corps, mine says U.S. Army. And you're not hosting no Medcap in my area. And that right there, that was about to be a fight because uh, they were trying to push their way in. I'm like, hey man, listen, grab all your stuff and get off my cop. So they ended up hosting a Medcap not too far away from us, but the whole approach of doing it was all wrong.
Hmm.
So they asked me to critique them. I said, yeah, there's a lot of things they should have done right. Like if you're trying to have a Medcap, Deadcap, Vetcap, you need to hire all the doctors in that area. You need to hire all the
Hmm.
vets in that area. You don't take jobs from these, pay for their meds. There's a way of doing things. So after that, man, they just see my thought process, man, and then I just did what I had to do. But my platoon sergeant time was coming up. I was a platoon sergeant, and then they had to replace me. And then uh, for 2 months, I was missing a flight. Like I was missing movement. I would be on patrol. Helicopter would come, and I would be on patrol. Like I would find some way to miss the flight. So 2 months, I was missing a flight. So Sergeant Major was getting on me. Like so, he actually came out there, waited for me because I went on patrol because I knew they was coming, and waited for me. And when I got there, he said, "Grab your stuff and get your butt in this Humvee."
Dang.
Yeah, man. Because at the end of the day, I was like, "Sergeant Major, why you gonna move me from my platoon? We're deployed." Like the guys named me said, "Well, you gotta give everybody else a chance." And my mind was like, "Dude, this is not the time to do it." Like,
Yeah, because you were what, more than halfway done with the deployment?
we was more than halfway done with deployment, man. My platoon was one of the best platoons. Like, I put my platoon against anybody's platoon.
Yeah, so
But
bring it. bringing another leader in there didn't make sense, especially if they haven't built that cohesion with their platoon.
Well, they felt like because the way my guys are trained, like anybody else
Oh,
can be able
okay.
to slide in. Yeah. So yeah, that kind of hurt me too, man. But there was this guy. I tell you, this another guy. This guy named Sergeant Handbright. Sergeant Handbright is so jinx. Like this guy been blown up like 6 times, right? And on the on the fifth time he got blown up, they told him to stay at the cop or the fob. And I went there to get refitted. I see he Sergeant Handbright was like, "Hey, Sergeant Cosby, I'm a man. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Don't do nothing," because I know Jones remember him. Like he got blown up. Everybody he been blown up 3 times where everybody else in the vehicle died except him. Like
Dang.
he was walking somebody to a helo, and he put the gurney down to be on the radio, and the guy picked it up, took 2 more steps. That person got blown up. Yeah, man. Sorry, Handbright. He was from Alabama, backwoods somewhere, but this guy, that God was watching over him, man. But anybody else around him, man, I was like, oh no, I do not want to be nowhere near this guy.
Dang.
Because the day they said, all right, he was in the cop, Sergeant Major man, stay at the cop or the fob for like 2 months, and the day he was blessed to go out, he got blown up going out.
Wow.
Sergeant Hambright. I think it's the first Sergeant Major Hambright now. Hey, that's one guy. You need that guy. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, Cosby, how did you transition from Camp Scout to civil affairs, man? What made you want to do that?
Oh man, I was deployed and I was working. I see some some Red Cross people, some FEMA people, and some civil affairs people being deployed, and they didn't have no weapons, man. They were just walking by themselves, and it was just weird. But I see the difference they was doing, and I was like, man, I'm thinking about doing that. So, out of curiosity, man, I when I went on leave, I put my packet in to be civil affairs, and
Mm-hmm.
like it was a process. So when I put my packet in to be civil affairs, um, I came back. I was sitting in the talk. Jones was coming from a patrol. He saw me inside the talk, and I was just sitting there. And Jones was looking at me. He's like, "What you got going on, Cosby?" I like, "What you mean?" He said, "I don't know, man. Something tells me you got something going on." I'm like, "Nah, I don't got nothing." He said, "Cosby, what did you do?" I'm like, "Man, like Jones always been like, did Jones know when I'm about to do something? That's the sad part, man. I cannot hide nothing from this man." So So I was like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "Oh man, I put my packet in to be civil affairs." He's like, "I'm gonna put my packet in to be civil affairs." I think Jones, I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is. He's like, "I don't care. You're doing it. I'm doing it." I'm like, "Jones, I don't know what it is, brother." He's like, "I don't care. I'm doing it." But so far, man, me and Jones, like everywhere we go, man, Jones is right behind me, man. Everywhere we go, man. And like, I'm proud of him too, man. But like I said, uh, we went to affairs, man, and I went there not knowing what it was. And like I said, I was doubted. They doubted me when I went to civil affairs too, as well. But like I said, I was one of the top notch people out of the second civil affairs battalion.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Cosby. I don't think civil affairs knew what they were.
Yeah, that's true, man. Hey, that's true. Hey, that's true. We got deployed. I ain't gonna say his name. There was a captain. We got deployed, and civil affairs get deployed as 4-man teams, sometimes 2-man team, depends. We got deployed. I was working for General I was General Bentley, emergency manager, civil affairs coordinator, or what you call us. And then I had a captain, and he's like, "There's nothing for us to do for civil affairs here." And I'm looking at him, I'm like, "Oh, there's lots of stuff we can do." So we got into a little argument. So the sergeant major was like, "How about this? Cause since you said that things for you to do at civil affairs, we're gonna leave you do that. Captain, we're gonna let you do that."
I'll edit that. I'll edit that.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna let you do that. He's gonna be the adjutant. So he was just in charge of VIPs, so organizations. Um, I was tracking like 35 in displaced personnels, and every Monday or every week they do this bub, right? And everybody speaks. It's like a 4-hour, 3-hour bub. It's crazy. And my time to speak was only 1 minute. So I had to produce a quadrant slide talking about what I'm doing. I promise you. The sergeant majors never care. I talk about, and I'm like, man, I was getting frustrated. I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff I'm doing. Nobody's recognizing this. And
Did
then,
that did that reflect on the slide?
yeah, everything reflects on the slide.
But
But
he didn't even say anything
but
about it.
you gotta understand, man. We were sitting down a 4-hour meeting every week,
Oh
once a
yeah.
week. So uh, the sergeant major now, she was like, guys, listen, everybody feel like their stuff is important. Don't worry about it. Just keep working on your product, keep it
Mhm.
updated. So when the time comes, it's time come. So I'm like, all right. So the the ambassador came to the fob. When the ambassador came to the fob to meet General Bentley and General Breedlove, he was the European Supreme Commander. Uh, the ambassador saw me. As he got off the plane, he walked directly to me. Well, first he walked to the generals, greet them, the sergeant major, and then he come and greet me. And then as we walking, he's walking and talking to me. And I pulled back so he can actually engage the generals and the colonels. So sergeant major like, how you know him, Cosby? I'm like, I work with him.
Mm.
I work with the hospitals, transferring hospitals up and working with him, pushing this. And he's like, what? I didn't know this, Cosby. I brief on my car just slide all the time. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. So the next minute came up. He's like, all right, Cosby, your turn. My slide come up. I'm like, all right. And usually I got to the point where I was like, for the audience, I said, nothing for the team. And he said, nah, Cosby, what you got going on? Because usually he didn't care. Like, he got to the point he didn't care. He said, nah, Cosby, what you got going on? I'm like, oh, we try and get tracking IDPs, interplaced personnel, trying to get this MedCat, DedCap, and VCAT set up, trying to transfer over the hospitals, working with the Afghan Special Forces guys. He's like, what? I didn't know all this, Cosby. I'm like, look at my slides, Sergeant Major. I got them there. So after they start recognizing what I was doing, um, I had to go brief the European Supreme Commander on IDPs. About there was like 35,000 IDPs coming through and going back and forth. In displaced personnel was in Afghanistan, and we had reopened Turkin gates to the medcats, deadcats, and vacats, and um, I had to brief the European Supreme Commander. So I had to come into a talk. I came into the talk. It was like the people in suits and 3 stars, 4 star, 1 stars, full birds. They all looking at me. And then I had to give a presentation, which I did. And it felt like I was dying. Like I couldn't catch my breath. And then after that, man, every month they passed out an award, right? So every month I was getting an award. I got an
Mm.
ARCOM for tracking IDPs and working with that. I got AEMs. I got numerous AEMs, and then I think I got like 4 AEMs, one ARCOM while deployed. And then the sergeant major come up to me and said, Cosby, you're doing a lot of stuff out here, and I can't give you no more AEMs or awards because we're gonna take away from your N2 award. I said, what do you want? I'm like, I want coins. I take coins. So I got coins every for the rest of the time I was there, man. And yeah, it's like at the end of the day, like I said before, people doubted me as Phil Ferrisman, but everybody know when I'm in there, man, I do better than half the people around me. And I make that a point to prove people wrong.
So do you think having that experience of people doubting you kind of fueled the fire inside of you to be the best version of you can?
Yeah, I don't know because everybody see me. I'm a big guy. They think I'm strong. I just pick things up, which I like picking things up. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not Ranger. That's not strong Ranger, not smart Ranger. But I'm 50-50.
Mm.
But like I said, I don't mind playing the dumb card because it leave me out the way. Um, but yeah, people doubt me all the time. But but anybody who ever worked with me, I'm top. I've been like I said, I always gear myself on being alpha and top dog. But I do it humbly. I don't have
Mm.
to do it forcefully.
There you go.
Yeah.
What can you describe any moments during your service where you felt true heroic and like you felt like you made a change?
Oh man. Anything, man. I'm like I said, I'm very tactical sound. So there was a lot of stuff I used to train my guys. Um, just seeing guys do things that I gave training for.
Mm,
But tactically sound, a workman that it's like I said, I'm very humble, man. I just like seeing people grow from what I taught them,
okay,
and that's basically it.
good stuff. Talk to me about when you got the Bronze Star from General Bentley.
Oh man, when I got the Bronze Star for Darin Bentley, that was after my presentation to
Yeah.
the European Strategic Commander, man. And that was the I don't know, everywhere I go, man, people offer me jobs. Like he's like, man, when you get out, Darvin, you should come work for me. You be a RSO for like Africa or something. But
Wow.
yeah, yeah. There was everywhere I go, man. Even now, people say uh, I'm like kind of unique, or something's about me. So yeah, so when I got that word from Jerome Bentley, it was for the tracking all those NGOs coming through the gate, and I did it by myself. There was no officer involved.
Mm.
Yeah, I did all that work myself. And then after that, he's like, "Do you have an officer?" I'm like, "No." He's an adjutant. He tracks VIPs. He's like, "Why are you like?" It's like I guess they expect the officer was doing the job that enlisted guy was doing.
And you were doing it. You probably run circles around officers.
Oh yeah, I did, man. I did.
Hmm. Especially because it was a time when you was working with like 37,000 civilians and you was like providing food and all that shelters.
Yeah, yeah. So when I was tracking all those IDPs, the in place personnel in Afghanistan, I was working with other agencies like NGOs and IGOs, like FEMA, Red Cross, Red Crescent, Yanama, World Vision, to get food and eye equipment, medicine to those people, those IDP camps. And basically, like everybody knows, when we do something like that, it's basically to gain access to information so we can slowly influence.
Hmm.
So it was just like a data camp so we can get some intel to figure out the ways to go about new approaches, how to attack that situation. But yeah, I
Hmm.
was able to coordinate, and I was working with, believe it or not, the Afghan civil affairs commander. I was the only inlay. I'm enlisted. This guy is a full colonel in Afghan because there was no enlisted, there was no officer that was attached because he was the adjutant.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I had a lot of responsibilities, man. I took that with a badge of honor, man. Just throwing people's face. That's all I can do. But like I said, even when I got tried to go civil affairs, they doubted me. They recycled me in civil affairs. But at the end of the day, they just go on based, like I said, because of my education level.
Hmm. And there was some times you had been through Africa as well.
Yeah, I went to Africa, trained Chadian military on peacekeeping operations and battle tactics. So they could go to Mali to fight Boko Haram. Let me tell you about Africa. So we went to Africa, and the ambassador walked up to us, and I guess the colonel was mad because he talked to us more than uh, than him because we was working more with with the Chadian military. So he was kind of jealous. That was crazy. So the ambassador's like, "Hey, I need y'all to focus on rules of engagement, please." I'm like, "Okay." So that can't happen when we was out there training him. When an African, one of the Chadians come up to us, he said, "Excuse me, Cosby." He's like, "If I kill, if I kill somebody in Mali, can I have their wives?" I'm like, "What? No." What is going on here? It's like, no, you can't kill nobody and have their wives. What is this? And so that right there opened up my eyes. All right, instead of this classroom, we need to do outside training. So some of the training scenarios I set up was, all right, y'all come up to a village, you hear gunshots, you see a guy running out with an AK attached to his back with a box in his hand. What are y'all gonna do? They was like, we kill him. I'm like, no, you're not police officers. Nope, nope, you don't do that. You can go inspect the situation, what's going on, but you do not kill somebody because he might be trying to steal like this. That's not your job. And another group, I had, all right, you come up to a village, the whole village is on fire, and you see a group of people off to the right with weapons. what do you do? They was like, I kill him. I'm like, nope, you can't do that either. So there was a lot of stuff, man, trying to train these guys on rules of engagement. But like I said, I think I can see an article, man. They made CNN News went in and fought over 1,800 Boko Haram guys, man. Yeah, that's good.
But there was also a time in Mali when you did an airborne operation.
Oh yeah, that was an airborne operation in Mali, man. My parachute decided not to. They didn't want to open on me
Oh
to like,
crap!
yeah, to 200 feet above ground. So right before I hit the ground, my parachute decided to deploy.
Mm.
Yeah, but my adrenaline was going, man. So I didn't know I shot at my knees, got a concussion. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on. They called me the Black Jack Bauer, and I was trying to Google Black Jack Bauer, and then it was like, no, Cosby, he's white, you're black. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I see the white Jack Bauer. So I start watching 24. I'm like, oh man, this is it.
Hey, 24 is a good show.
Yeah, man, 24 was a good show.
So let me get this right. So you're in Africa, you got an airborne operation, and you shatter your knees.
Jumping out of the plane, man. When I jumped out the plane, my parachute decided not to open. I jumped out too cocky, and I got twisted up real bad. And I was kicking, and I kicked it around. It was just bad. So I just about to let it happen. And right before I let it happen, my parachute decided to deploy right before I hit the ground.
Mm.
So right before I hit the ground, my parachute opened. You
Mm.
know what? Hey Jay, it was similar to that situation when we had some smart battalion commander decide we should all jump out with our plate carriers on. You remember that jump?
Mhm. Yeah, I
And
do.
we all jumped out, man. And you know, in combat arms, man, we always have like a red chem light and a green chem light under our bags. And if you jump out and you break yourself, you, you break the red chem light.
You get
And
hurt.
yeah, if you hurt, no lie, we jumped out, hit the ground. I like, oh god, I reached my, I think I shot on my knees, man. So I grabbed my. This is another time I messed up my knees. I popped the red chem light, and then I looked up. The whole field was red chem lights.
Jesus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. So I start walking. And I'm like, man. I sat by Jones, and I'm like, hey Jones, I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. And Jones like, what do you mean you hurt? And this one was combat arms. He was letting raw out like that. I was like, man, I'm hurt like I need a medic. No, Jones was like, are you hurt like you need a medic, or you hurt like you could suck it up? I'm like, nah, man, I'm hurt like I need a medic. And he's like, God, Cosby. So he got mad. He started walking. As he's walking, he falls into a ditch. Hey, he falls into the ditch. All I hear was cuss words. F you, Cosby. And then he walk over to EMS and say, hey, Cosby, raise your chem light. He's like, that guy right there, man, you need help. I'm hurting myself now. He's like, I hurt myself. hey, Joseph, and he's like, I'm only in here because I try to help you. He's like, man. Yeah, man. I had a lot of good inspirations, man. I don't know, man. It had some funny things when it was dark, man. I'll tell you another funny story when it was dark, man. You know, in Ranger School, after you do like your actions on, y'all will have to come back and to like the road to make sure you got all your stuff. So we went back to the road to make sure we got all our stuff. And you're not supposed to eat, right? And I swear to God, it was so dark you can't see nothing, right? And I'm running and I smell food. I'm like, chocolate. I'm like, chocolate. And they're like, chocolate. And they're like, shut up, Cosby. I was like, give me chocolate. Here. Oh, God.
Cosby turned into a hound dog.
Hey, man. Hey. I was the one. Hey, everybody followed me in Ranger School, man. Like if we haven't ate, I say when I started saying chow, everybody else started getting like those the minions. What do
The
you call it? The
minions.
minions? Yeah. I
Yeah.
said we're gonna just echo it. Everybody start echoing it. We just get louder and louder. So I was like chow, and somebody like chow, and they were like chow, they were like chow, chow, and like, all right, Ranger, shut up. He's like, man, we're like, so everybody like that, man. So all I had to do was start it off. I'm like chow, and then like somebody else was like chow, and I'm like chow, and then everybody started. Oh man, hey, one more story. I got another story, man. Hey, we was told not to eat the Gatorade package because we just get a whole bag of Gatorade package, right?
Like, yeah, they're like the milkshakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had. He said, Stop eating the Gatorade package, Rangers. You're gonna pass out." But that was the only thing we had as food.
Mm-hmm.
So we eating the Gatorade packages. What another guy passed out, right? He's like, "What? I told y'all, Rangers, stop eating these Gatorade packages. You know what? Anybody who eat Gatorade package right now, I'm kicking you out. Let me see everybody's tongue." And like, damn, I'm about to kick. He's like, "Everybody stick out your tongue." Hey, everybody's tongue was orange, purple, blue. I'm like, shoot. So everybody's tongue was different colors, man. Everybody ate Gatorade. So they, you know what? Bring all the Gatorade packages here. Yeah. So we stopped. We was not allowed to have Gatorade after that, though. But yeah.
So I got a quick question. So if you're airborne qualified, you got to jump into the objective. And then if you're not, they bus in and get to sleep on the bus.
But let me tell you about this. I'm going to tell you something about Airborne Qualified. I'm going to be honest. It took me years to figure this out. Do you know why we call people dirty, nasty legs when they're not airborne?
Why?
Because I don't have no legs right now. Those people have legs. Those people who never jump out of plane. So yeah, they got the legs. I don't have no more legs. So we call them dirty, nasty legs because of jealousy.
Yeah.
Everybody who's aerosol qualified, guess what? They walking around. They playing basketball. I ain't playing no I ain't jumping. Man, I don't even want to jump out of bed no more. I have to roll. Like, I ain't jumping nothing at nothing no more, man.
So I know this kind of happened like probably like in the height of your career when you probably crushed your knees. So how did that rehabilitation process like?
Man, for me, when I crushed my knees, man, it was shocking. It was because I wanted to always be up front. I wanted to lead from the front. I was never one of those guys that say right face, man, and ducked off to the bathroom. I always want to lead up front. So that right there, when I crushed my knees, man, it put a hinder on me. But after that experience, man, I could tell people that if you're in the military, you gotta treat like at the end of the day, you don't want to let people down. That's the worst thing you want to do is let people down. But you got to think of yourself as a professional athlete. You see professional athlete, they got problems, right? They don't come back into their field unless they're 100%. The thing about the military, if you come back and you're not 100%, you're gonna be at 90. You do it again, you're gonna be at 80. You're gonna do it again, you're gonna be at 70. You're gonna do it again, you're at 60. So your 100% now is now 60% because you didn't take the time to heal yourself to get to that 100%. So that's the only thing I would tell anybody who joined the military right now. Treat your body as a professional athlete, man. You gotta make sure you eat right. You gotta make sure you're doing your PT, physical and mentally. Because that's what your body is. Hey, I say this: your body is like a car, right? But the only thing about a car, like if your car need tires, you can go get tires, oil changes, all this stuff. You only got one body. There's nothing else you can do. You can't change out your knees, your back. So at the end of the day, it's important to take care of yourself, man. Like the way you know, as a professional athlete.
That's why LeBron been so
Yeah,
good all these years. He spent $1 million on his body every
yeah.
year.
Oh yeah. The other football player, his name is Harris. They used to play for the Steelers. He used to pay
Mm-hmm.
$200,000 a year on acupunctures, massage. And that was the thing, man. Even though I hate massages, but hey, when you're in the military, get those acupunctures, do this hot yoga, stay flexible, stay mobile, um, be in the pool. You're already gonna do a lot of stuff that's impact. Do a lot of stuff that's not a lot of impact on your knees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta take care of yourself, man. Like I said, professional athlete.
So, man, you're currently in emergency management. How's that? Walk us through that.
Oh man, emergency management, man. When I got out the military, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I got the opportunity being emergency management. I guess there was this guy, I forgot his name. He was talking about emergency management. It's not like civil affairs, but he only experienced the reserve civil affairs. He never experienced like the active civil affairs. So all he knew about us digging wells and passing out soccer balls. And as soon as he said soccer balls, I looked down like, man, we don't touch those soccer balls.
Mhm.
So coming into emergency management, man, was like a plug and play for me coming from civil affairs, man. Because you're just a public servant, and I deal with terrorist threats. I deal with threat hazards of identification risk assessment, stockholders prepare review, and I figure out gaps in my county, and I coordinate with other two counties like King County and Snohomish County, and we work with police officers like the chiefs, uh, fire chief, police chief, directors of public works, everything to figure out how we can fix these gaps and find funding for them. And we do like COOP plans, continuity operation plans, mitigation plans, grant writing, and we do community outreach. And I train cops, and I train law enforcement, and well, I don't train them. We run a program that I'm over that we treat we train law enforcement and fires how to work together for scenes of violence. Identifying, like establishing a rescue task force, setting up an incident command, and establishing like hot, warm, and cold zones for entry in case they had to, do what they had to do.
So, all your military experience and training has kind of helped facilitate of everything you're doing now.
Yeah, all my military experience help came over from what I'm doing now. The biggest thing I think can tell people too to take away from what I'm doing is in the military, you can lean forward. In
Mm-hmm.
the civilian life, you can't really lean forward too much because there's a person to do certain jobs. So like if there's light bulb go out, I feel like I can replace the light bulb. It's a light bulb. I can do it. But I had to put a whole work request order in, right? It would take weeks for it to happen. And I would get in trouble for changing out the light bulb because somebody's job is to change out the light bulb. So you just gotta make sure uh, you don't step on other people's toes in the civilian sector, you know. But yeah.
Wow.
But emergency management is a good job, man. As far as like like I said, people want to be in law enforcement, public servant. People want to be firefighter, public servant, public works, Tacoma Power, like power, uh, emergency management. It's always giving back to the community, you know, and that's mostly what it's about.
So, out of everything you've done so much, multiple deployments, multiple MOSs in the military, lots of experience. What would you tell the future 17, 18-year-old looking to come into the military? What advice would you give them?
Man, the advice I would give them basically, man, is don't come into the military thinking that you have other options. If you make the military your main option, you won't do stuff like half, you know. You go and try to do it to your fullest. And I'll be honest with you too. They only got three things in the military I know. Either if they mention your name, either they know you, you're a good dude. It's like if I say, "Hey, Penn," oh, do you know Penn? Either you're gonna say Penn is a good dude, I don't know him, or he's a piece of crap. So those are the three things when your name get brought up in the military or anywhere you go that people are gonna
Mm-hmm.
say. So you gotta make sure you just go out and just try to do your best. And like I tell people before, it's not, this is your goal is just to make it to the end and help out those around you. And like I said, it's a family. Like what you Jones, Penn, uh, Schuler, uh, uh, there's so many people we can name out. Even all these first sergeant Smalls, all these people. There's so many people in this military, man. They become a family. And it's up to you too to reach back out. It can't
Mhm.
be just one way. Yeah. But it's a part of the family, man. And I joined the military to escape Chicago. So you gotta find your own true path, man, and direction.
What what do you hope to achieve in the future? What is some things you're looking to do? You're in emergency management.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? You continue this or what?
Oh man, I just got done. I got back from Miami last week. I had a brief at the Homeland Security Conference. Um,
Mm.
um, I had to give a presentation on threat hazard authentication risk assessment. So, like always, people doubted me, but I came up with a survey and I came out with a way to gain more access to information so we can
Mm.
figure out gaps in the county. Um, and I had to go give a presentation to Homeland Security. Like there was a lot of people there across
Wow.
the USA. It was like the room was packed. There was 150 people in my room listening to my presentation. Um, Now FEMA wants to set up a meeting with me to figure out how we can evolve this into a bigger picture to get more people from UASI and involve that people from like New York, New York, Maine, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, Minnesota, Idaho, California. It's like what 17 states.
Wow.
And out of 17 states, those states have counties. And those counties within those states have to do it. So you can think. So 17 times how many counties are in those states. Yeah. So they want to use my process that I built.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah, man. You know me, man. Hey, I do it, baby.
You said that's light work.
It's like work, baby. Hey, but they told me here, I got a new supervisor. He was retired police chief. And he was saying, man, Cosby, you're like a dog with a bone. Like, but that's me, man. I just try. I'm not gonna do something simple. I'm gonna figure out how to do it, and after I figure out how to do it, if I can make a shorter way, but still get the same results, I'm gonna do it.
Streamlining, huh?
Streamline, bro.
Well, man, you got anything else, Jonesy?
Well, Cosmo, aka Yoda.
Yeah, baby.
Yoda.
Man, since the day I met you, man, you was inspiring. And I'd like to thank you for helping me get my counselors together so I can get promoted.
Yes, sir.
Over 20 years later. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. Hey. I just flocked to me, man. I'm like, I don't even know none of y'all people. Hey, one more story. There was this one guy who was deployed, and he comes up to me. He's like, "You're Sergeant Cosby. I heard a lot about you." And I looked at his hands. I'm like, "I don't know who you are, and why you got your hands out. I don't know you." Well, he was a new private, so I was just playing with him. He walked away, and then he came up. There was something going on, and he was talking. Came up to me without even, because I'm engaged in a conversation with another platoon sergeant, and he just come up talking, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the other guy. I'm like, who's he talking to? I know he's talking to me. And he's like, nah, I don't know who he's talking to. We both like, but why is he still here? Why is he still talking? but everybody know, man. Everybody know that I was like that, man. And by the end of the day, everybody know I fight for them. And like I said, I've raised my platoon to be the best. Everybody know Cosby platoon was the best at everything. So, and Joe's know that too. When we did Actions On, he experienced that. Hey, platoon on platoon, Joe's like, this is Cosby. Cosby. I can hear him yelling on the radio.
This is a quick story, man. I was in what was that, JRTC?
Yeah.
I was in JRTC.
We was on the Mount site, yep.
Yeah, on Mount site. And I was a walker. I was a lane walker. I was grading. I think at this point I maybe was an E7. Maybe an E7. And I'm grading everyone. And everyone's coming through, man. They getting restarted. So they're supposed to do it. They got an object. The objective was to cordon and search of this village. And everyone's coming on. They're getting POSX. They're getting started over. Then all of a sudden I see somebody walking. No trucks roll in. I just see somebody come in a diamond formation. And out of nowhere, I in my mind, I just said, this Cosby. This idea has got to be Cosby. I don't even see guys. This idea is just this is not in the book.
we waxed everybody. There was no reset for us, man. Hey, everybody got it. We was good. Everywhere we go, man. Like I said, I train my opportunity to be the best. And at the end of the day, man, like I told my guys, you gotta think ahead. It's like you can't think of play one. You gotta think three heads,
Mhm.
three plays ahead. And being in the military, even when you're driving your vehicle, man, I hate to say it, like RPG, anything can happen. But you gotta think, all right, if this happened right now, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So you gotta have those plan of actions. And that's how I train my guys, man. And just it's something. It's important to let your guys learn, and then after that, don't tell them what to do. Then you just try to tweak them. Like, hey, I like your idea, man. What made you think about that? It could be a crazy idea, but like I said, his thought process, what he came up is different. So I was like, hey, what made you think about that? And he was like, well, I was like, oh, I like that. Well, we already thought about this and this and this. And then next thing you know, you see them adding into it instead of just harping on them. You just try to build people up in the military, man. Because at the end of the day, hey, I wasn't scared. Like my job was just to try to promote, and make sure we all could come back home alive. So that was my
Mhm.
whole process, man.
There you
I
go.
didn't care. Yeah, I didn't care about no sergeant majors. I didn't care about impressing anybody above me. The only people I care about is anything I can affect below me and around me. That's
It's
it.
a good message, man. And you inspire a lot of people. We had Andrews on not too long ago, and he said you used to have him up working out.
Oh yeah, man. I used to have a lot of people working out. Everybody want to be a ranger, wanted to go ranger school, or everybody was just trying to lose weight. Man, I was just, I didn't want to see nobody fail, man. I want everybody around me to be great, because if somebody fail, man, then they can't be focused.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody's attention to be on that next goal, and I just want everybody to just be the best version of themselves. Because, like I said, you only got one chance in the military, man. And
Mhm.
then after that, if it lets you PCS somewhere else, man, like you say, your name, you only got your last name. So
Yep.
Yep.
your last name can be trash, or it could be like, oh, that's that guy. So that's why I
Let me
try to tell people, man, you only get one last name, and that's gonna follow you wherever you go. Even in
and
civilian life, man. I'm in emergency management, and in emergency management, everybody know who you are. You know,
yeah.
and like even in this job, I go anywhere, everybody be trying to hire me. I don't even feel like I'm that good, but I'm good at what I do. I'm very good at what I do, but I'm not good at. I'm not. I don't think I'm that good, but I'm good at everything they give me. So
Mhm.
my 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 director, they put me in a position to do what I like to do, and I
Yeah.
That's good,
appreciate that.
man.
They figure out my
And
strengths. Yeah,
and let me tell you something. A lot of people like to do a lot of motivation. We like to inspire, but everybody can't be that guy.
yeah,
Sure
You
can't.
know, everybody can't be a superhero. Everybody can't be the one that, name gonna ring bells. And if you thought you can be that guy, Cosby was gonna put you to the test.
yes, sir.
Man, it was
Hey,
so many people that would come back talk complaining about his leg workouts. They can't
oh,
move the next day. They
oh,
overslept. Their neck hurts.
yes, sir. Hey, I had the
Cosby,
whole platoon on profile. The sergeant major said, if you work out with Cosby, I'm gonna give you an Article 15. Nobody works out with Sergeant Cosby. No lie, Penn. I swear to God. Sergeant Major is like, anybody work out with Cosby. I had a whole profile. It was Joe's platoon. Was it Charlie platoon? I forgot what platoon it was. It was Higgins. It was Higgins. I had everybody on
that's my
profile, man.
platoon. That's my
Yeah, yeah,
platoon.
yeah. I had the whole platoon on profile. No one can walk. Everybody was hurting. People said they had to get like some shot in their legs so they can be able to feel the legs. Man, I had a whole platoon on profile. And then one day, my commander was like, "Hey Cosby, we're gonna run." He was a company commander. He said, "Cosby." I said, "What's going on, sir?" He said, "You ready for Friday?" I said, "What's going on this Friday?" "We're gonna run 10 miles." I was like, "Damn, sir, 10 miles." He's like, "Yeah, get ready, baby." I said, "Hey, sir, how about this? You do my leg workout Wednesday. Let's run that 10 miles Friday." He's like, "Shit, too easy. Let's do it." Hey, Wednesday come. Hey, and he was like, he lived a block away from me. He lived a block away from me. So Wednesday come, we getting it. And I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, he don't know what he about to walk into. So, and then, so that day, I said, "Hey, sir, how you feeling?" He said, "Oh, Cosby, get ready for this 10 mile Friday, baby. We going at it." And then the first time I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Oh, he did my leg workout, sir." First time, he's like, "Oh, Cosby, why?" I know he trying to make us run 10 miles. So, oh yeah, good job. So Thursday come, he's like, oh, my leg's a little stiff. Friday come, I went by his house. I said, hey sir, you're good. He said, Cosby, if I could get up, I'd kill you right now. I can't walk. I'm in so much pain. My calves hurt. I had a walking man where he couldn't put the back of his heel down, so he's walking on his tiptoes like he had on high heels. He's like, I'm in so much pain. So I pulled up to the company. First sergeant told first sergeant come outside. First sergeant come outside. He's like, hey, what you doing, commander? I said, hey, he want to do the leg workout. So we took him, man. We had to carry him upstairs. So the whole day he's like, God, I hate you so much. Yeah.
Where's all that talk now?
Yeah, man.
When we was in civil affairs school, man, Cosby is a big guy, and he made a rucksack that like it was Dora Explorer backpack. He made it look like he had a miniature ACU backpack in. And not only that, we couldn't have earphones. He would rap his own music the whole way.
Yeah.
He had a song in his head, and he would just lead the pack just first.
It wasn't correct. I might not know the lyrics, but I would say something.
Hey, but that kept you motivated though, huh?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
Man, Cosby, bro, I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. You are a great inspiration to us in the military, man. And now you're doing great things with emergency management, man. I know they're glad to have you, and you're keeping people safe. You kept people safe in the military. You brought them home, and now you're keeping people safe. They don't even know that you're keeping them safe.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate
Thanks
you
for
too,
coming on
brother.
the show.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you being my friend all through the military career and coming on the show, man, sharing your story. Greatly appreciate it, brother.
No problem, man. Hey, we all we got, man.
We all we got.
Yes,
all right, man. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
All right, peace.